Good evening, Star Trekkers. My name is UltimatDjz here with another teaching trick video for you today as we have wrapped up our 48-hour introduction to the Mega Cube, the preparing for the Mega Cube. Ladies and gentlemen, before we start though, please be sure to click the subscribe button. Click on the little bell notifier for future notifications about other videos that we do. Like this video and leave your comments in the section below so that we can answer those moving forward. I welcome you in. My name is UltimatDjz. Meow. I'm a cat person. Welcome in as we get you ready for the next 6 days. And right here, we've got an event guide for you. An event guide that's going to take you through the next 6 days. What is it that you need to be prepared for? What is it that you're going to be asked to do? And yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Scopely overlords have in fact granted me the permission to come in here and completely spoil all the surprises. Okay, so event reset is coming up here very, very shortly. Here is what you're going to need to know, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, let's dive right on into the game. Welcome. Here we are. And as you can see, we are hanging out here near Borg Space, okay? There we go. We've got the Borg Space pulled up, and this is where we're going to be spending a great deal of time over the next 6 days. So how is this going to present? Ladies and gentlemen, what's going to happen? For the last 2 days, you've been earning Borg recruit tokens. Don't forget that you're going to have an opportunity to use those. So don't forget that you've earned them for the past 2 days, because coming up for the first 3 days in a standalone solo leaderboard, you are going to have the opportunity to spend those on Borg officers. Yes, if I'm taking a little quick jot here at my notes. All right, we are going to see for the first 3 days a Borg recruit token solo leaderboard, okay? The Borg recruit tokens that you earned from the arrival event, you're going to have an opportunity to use those on Borg recruits. That's coming up, okay, in the first 3 days. But even more importantly, and I bring that one up first to kind of get it out of the way there, all right, but as we come in, we've got a lot more to do. That is the officer recruiting leaderboard. And folks, I don't know if you've claimed your battle pass or if you've got a bunch of recruit tokens, but we could see, and we don't know exactly yet what the scoring metrics are going to be there, but we could see some points earned for some other things there, okay? So we're going to be taking a look at that. Also, wanting to point out to you that for the next 3 days, we also are going to see some solo milestones, server milestones, as a matter of fact. We are going to see, I'm looking at my notes here, we're going to see some server milestones. Now, we saw this during Swarm. As a matter of fact, a few servers kind of got a little bit of a reality check in that they weren't able to actually finish their server milestone. Shout out server 15, right? We did not get ours done. All right. Well, based on the first 3 days, actually the first, about the first 3 days, we're going to see a couple of server milestone leaderboards here, okay? The first of which is going to be based on the completion of solo milestones and ticketed events, like we have seen over the last couple of different parts of this arc. We've seen those types of things there. All right, going back over here to the notes and taking a look, we're also going to see solo milestones for certain activities, including Borg probes, defeating Borg probes on days 1 and 2. So today you're going to have to dust off that Vidar. You're going to have to find your ideal Borg killing crew, and you're going to head on over here. Whoops, goodness, my screen's glitching out. You're going to head on over here to these systems over here where you're going to take the Vidar in, and you're going to kill these Borg probes. The Borg tactical probes, that's what you're going to be killing for days 1 and 2. Day 3 is then going to be refining these inert probes over here in your Borg refinery. That's what we're going to be doing over here. So you come down over here to the Borg refinery. You can see I've already done some of mine today. But refining these inert nano probes into charged and active probes, that is going to be day 3, okay? So days 1, 2, and 3 already covered there. However, we also see the solo leaderboard again for the Borg recruit officers in the first 3 days. So we're going to be quite busy there. All right. Also, I do want to point out that it is very possible, folks, that you may or may not see a total of 3 ticketed events. We are going to see ticketed events during this time, but because the event calendar is so full, you may see 1, you may see 3, and you may see 5, okay? Just depending on the day, depending on the load, we are going to break those up for you a little bit, all right? So we can kind of try to keep playtime somewhat balanced out, okay? But what we're going to see for these ticketed events are going to be various activities such as mining and refining isogen. We're going to see some of that. Defeating faction scouts. I know a lot of people had a little bit of an interesting time with that over the last couple days, defeating some faction scouts. Spending officer XP or faction credits. We're going to see several different varieties of activity come up with the ticketed events as they present over the next 3 days. All right, so be aware of how that's going to come into play as well. We're also going to see that we've got some leaderboards. Okay, we talked about the solo leaderboard for promoting Borg officers. You're going to find a Vidar frame built into that. We also have the solo milestones for the tactical probes and refining the nanoprobes. All right, so that's days 1 through 3. Now let's talk about days 4, 5, and 6, because we also released the hint on our podcast this past weekend that Live Ops had shared with us not to spend your Borg directives. As a matter of fact, some of you may indeed have Borg directives from the last time that this event ran over a year ago. I do not. All right, I've got none left. As a matter of fact, all I have picked up this month is out of the Battle Pass, these 4 Borg Armada directives. Now, folks, keep in mind, last time we had this event, there were epic, rare, and uncommon Borg Armada directives, as well as the Borg Mega Cube directive. 4 different directives that we used last time this event was here. Now, this time it's been consolidated down to 2. Okay, we are going to see. Then, let's see, there's the Infinitus skin. I thought there were some directives. Yeah, there they are. Look, right there they are. The Borg Mega Cube directive. All right, that is going to be what is used for the Mega Cube. However, the uncommon, rare, and epic directives have now been consolidated into 1. Okay, so only 1 directive now being used. And if you have that old currency, great news. You're going to be able to convert it, okay? You will be able to convert it, and what's even better is that it's a 1-for-1 conversion, all right? Basically meaning that if you've got an old uncommon, you're going to get 1 Borg Armada directive. If you have an old rare directive, you're going to get 4 Armada directives. If you have an old epic, then it's going to turn into 10 of these right here. These Borg, you can't see it real well, sorry. The Borg Armada directives, all right? And ironically, that's exactly what you're going to be spending. So yes, folks, it is a 1-to-1 conversion, which is amazing, okay? The new Armadas, the Uncommons taking 1 directive, Rares taking 4, and Epics taking 10. And then, of course, the Borg Mega Cube also taking 10. So let's go in here. Let's refresh your memory on these, folks. Here are the Armadas. All right, here are the uncommons. Okay, we scan them. There you go. Not a whole lot of power there. The Vidar is going to take them out. But if you click on the Armada, taking 1 of the Borg Armada directives, and it's got a 5-minute timer. Okay, if we back out of here and come down here to the next set of systems, these right over here, these are your rare systems. You're going to find the rare Borg cubes in here, level 30 now. Okay, taking 4. Okay, so you'll be able to run a rare, also 5 minutes. All right, hopping back out of here. Then we come down over here to the Epic systems. There's only 2 of those, okay? Right here, the 35 system. We're going to come in here. Here are your Epics. These are going to cost 10, ladies and gentlemen, and also still on a 5-minute timer. Then we come in here, okay? Let's take a look at the Mega Cube systems, okay? The Mega Cube systems, this is going to be a part of this event. So let me come back and let me tell you about days 4, 5, and 6 on this event, okay? Days 4, 5, and 6, all right? Day 4 and day 5 are essentially going to be kind of the same thing, all right? There's going to be the Mega Cube Alliance leaderboard and solo leaderboard, okay? Days 4, let me back up. 4, 5, and 6, there's going to be solo milestones all 3 days. Okay, all 3 days you're going to have solo milestones based on what you're going to be able to do in here with these directives, okay? These solo milestones are going to be based on starts, are going to be based on participation, and of course based on kills, all right, of the uncommon, rare, or epic armadas, Borgmadas. Let's see, here we go. Yes, starting Borg Armadas and defeating Borg Armada targets, you can do that. Now, by the way, you'll notice that the prepare for the Borg Arc was Ops 26 plus over the last 2 days. These events will also be 26 plus. There will be alternative events for those in the 25 and down subset. But if you have a Vidar and you plan on participating in this particular section, you do need to be Ops 26. Just a fair warning, if you're ready to smash that button, you want to do that, okay? We're going to have a 72-hour Alliance Leaderboard event. That is 3 days, days 4, 5, and 6, on Alliance Leaderboard on starting Mega Cube attacks, right in here, starting Mega Cube attacks and defeating Mega Cube attacks. You're also going to have a solo leaderboard for 72 hours, okay, which is going to source the Infinitus skin. All right, that is the Vidar skin. That is going to come from a solo leaderboard starting rare, epic, and Mega Cube Armada attacks. And then, of course, for defeating those Armadas, you're going to get points for that in a solo leaderboard for the Infinitus. All right, but you are going to get 3 individual 24-hour milestones for starting the Armadas, defeating the Armadas, and just participating in those. Okay, now one thing that I did want to also draw your attention to, again, the ticketed event's going to be slightly varying during this time. All right, and we're going to see the Vidar skin through the solo leaderboard as well. The Borg Armada solo milestones are also going to award a metric for losses, okay? But the leaderboards only for wins and directives spent. Okay, so there you have your event days 4 through 6. Gonna again see some ticketed events during that time. And one last thing that I'd like to demonstrate for you here very quickly is just a little bit on crew. Here I've got the Vidar ready. What crew should you be running? There's a lot of argument out there. Big Country would argue this one right here. Kirk, Spock, and Khan on your Vidar, although he may even argue using some G4 ships as they might be more powerful than the Vidar. Other players are going to say, well, no, let's switch the Vidar over here and let's run a 5-6 Khan combo right here. 5-6 and Khan, which I personally kind of like, given that they are Borg officers. I feel like they were created for something like this. Testing will be up to you guys. You guys are going to have to get out there and see what you find. However, let's do a very quick recap, folks, because we do see different weapons in here, okay? You guys may or may not remember that we had different types. This is the Borg Mega Cube, and these are the weapons platforms that we're going to be going after, okay? So let's take a look at this one right here, this disruptor. And you say, well, what does it matter? What's the difference between a disruptor and a plasma cannon and a cube, a tractor beam, okay? What are the differences in all these? Let's take a look at the tractor beam first, all right? We've got our Vidar here. We're going to take a look. Now, first thing I'm going to check is defense, mitigation. 40, 40, and 40, guess what? It's mitigating everything equally, okay? So as far as your penetration goes, you're using an interceptor. It does not matter what you're using against this ship since they're all built evenly. However, this ship is going to go bonkers on you. DPR, 8 million. Critical chance, 30%, with a critical damage bonus of 400%. This thing is going to lay a wallop on you, folks. And if you take a look at its penetration, you'll notice that with this tractor beam, all right, 60 in armor, 87 in shield pierce, but 438 in accuracy. What does that sound like? If you've got a ship with high accuracy, what is that? That behaves like an explorer. Okay? An explorer takes out what ship in a battle triangle? An explorer is going to take out an interceptor. If my Vidar is an interceptor, okay, I don't necessarily know that I want to be fighting the tractor beam. All right? Dodge is my primary mitigator defense, but if I look at dodge, accuracy is going to overcome my dodge, meaning that this target is very, very bad for Vidars. If you're flying Vidars, avoid the tractor beam, okay? You hear me? If you're flying any interceptor, avoid the tractor beam as it's going to just destroy your mitigation. So what target should we be hitting? The tractor beam is out. let's take a look at the Disruptor, okay? We'll take a look at the Disruptor, and let's take a look at its stats, okay? The Disruptor here is using 87 armor pierce, 61 on accuracy, but shield piercing, 438,000. Well, what behaves with shield piercing? What goes against explorers? Ladies and gentlemen, that's a battleship, okay? Battleships go against explorers. So the Disruptor is going to behave like a battleship coming at you. All right, again, you want to look at your defense here. You've got defense here on the dodge because you're an interceptor, okay? If it's going to be throwing 438,000 shield piercing towards your shield deflection, that's not necessarily a bad thing, okay? Because over here, your primary is armor pierce, and you're going to be able to go through and pierce the armor. Of course, it's flat. So as far as mitigation is concerned, this Disruptor is going to behave like a battleship, all right? Battleship coming at you, okay? You got to think, you going back towards the battleship might be fine because you're an interceptor, but the battleship is going to be fighting against the triangle. So the Disruptor may not be a bad idea to come against, all right? But there's one more. Let's see if we can find it. There's the Disruptor, another Disruptor, more Disruptors. We've talked about I'm going to have to change systems. We got the tractor beam. There's the Disruptor that's behaving like the battleship. And we've got one more. I think it's down here. I thought I saw it. The photon cannon. The photon cannon, folks, we've already talked about the battleship, the one that's going to behave like a battleship, and the one that's behaving like an explorer. So what's this one going to behave like? You got it. All right. This one is going to be behaving with armor piercing. What goes against armor piercing? That is the Interceptor, okay? We take a look here. Armor piercing, that's what we've got, and that's what we're going against here, okay? So, Interceptor to Interceptor is kind of heads up here. The Photon Cannon, not going to give either one of you any major advantage, but I do believe that that comes back and says, hey, folks, the Disruptor Cannon is what you should be going after. At least it's going to have a harder time. Sorry, not the Disruptor Cannon, just the Disruptor. It's going to have a harder time coming against you because of the shield pierce. The battleship coming against the Interceptor is against the triangle. So if you're flying Vidars, the Disruptor is going to be the one that you want to focus on, okay? If you're flying other ships, then you're going to want to examine that with your triangle and your mix of ships, all right? Is it going to be a Kirk Spock Con, or is it going to be a 5-6 Con? You've got a couple of different options here, and there are arguments. The Vidars are going to be better than any G3 epic that you lay against this cube. However, is it going to outperform G4s? No, it does not, all right? We've done the math, and we've checked out with Ripper, the evil genius mastermind that knows the math behind this game, and no, Vidars are not going to one-shot these mega cubes. G4s are not going to outperform the Vidar, all right? But as compared to any G3 ship, even the G3 epics, the Vidar will do better. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of a starting point in your analysis. What are you going to do? You cannot afford failures down here. You're going to have to figure it out just the right way to make sure that you and your alliance can be successful in the leaderboards and solo leaderboards as the Vidar skin, the Infinitus, is going to be up for grabs. Don't forget, folks, we do have a Borg event store coming as well. You've got the Borg recruit section all taken care of, and it's going to be a lot of, at least we hope it's going to be a lot of fun. We do see a lot of milestone events here, and Scopely has informed us that the rewards are not in these inert probes from the Mega Cube, but it's going to be in the events themselves. I surely hope that it pans out that way, Scopely. I'm looking forward to revisiting the Borg, and I'm looking forward to being paid very well to do so. All right? Guys, if you have any questions, hit me up. All right? Send me a comment on Discord. You can leave a comment in the video section below. Please hit the subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. Click on the bell so you know. And most importantly, share this with everybody because these events are beginning in only minutes, people. All right, day one, return of the Mega Cube is upon us. My name's UltimatDjz. I love you. I made it. I'll catch you on the next one. Happy Borg hunting, everybody. See you later. Bye-bye.